2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. MonroeMann here. I'm thinking of calling this podcast Renaissance Man. Let me know in the comments. I had Mr. Goodcat, who was on my stream last night, asked me to talk more about passive income today. So on this fan's request, and I love the fans because you guys make all this possible and make it worthwhile, I'm going to talk to you about passive income. There are a lot of misconceptions about what passive income is. There are misconceptions about how you can generate passive income. And there are misconceptions about how much work or lack of work is involved in actually making money through passive income investments. The first thing to talk about with passive income. First of all, what is it? What's up, Jesse? There are two types of income. There's active income and passive income. Just as there are, as many of you know, I'm an attorney, there are two types of investors, active investors and passive investors. Before I talk about active and passive income, let's talk about active and passive investing because it's an important concept. An active investor, let's just say you want to raise lots of money. You want to raise $20 million for something. The easiest way to avoid having to work with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is also known as the SEC. That's the organization that was created after the Great Depression and the great market crash of 1929 to try to avoid a huge market crash like happened before. I'll explain what passive means in a second. I got it. I'm a step ahead of you, so just hang tight. You'll learn a little bit about this. So the SEC was created after the stock market crash, and they created definition of two types of investors, active and passive. If you want to avoid dealing with the SEC, just make sure every investor is active. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of this, but basically what that means is if you want to raise 20 million and you get two investors, each putting up $10 million in your project, and you give each of them an actual role in helping the management of the company, so they're essentially partners in a way, guess what? You don't have to do anything with the Securities and Exchange Commission. On the other hand, if an investor is passive, if the investor is giving you money but has no control over how the company is run, has no control over where the money is spent, all that stuff, it gets a little trickier because now you're dealing with passive investment rules. And the SEC is there saying, hey, if someone doesn't have any control over the money that he or she invests, then we as the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, want to protect that person. So now let's flip to what active and passive income is. It's kind of the same concepts, but you're just looking at it from a different perspective. Actively earned income is money that you are working for. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. For example, when I was working as a lawyer, I worked as a lawyer at many places, as a public defender in New York, defending indigents accused of felonies. I have worked as an immigration attorney here in Miami. I have worked as business attorney, contracts attorneys. And when I was working on a salary, as soon as you quit, what happens? The money stops rolling in. So you become a slave to your job. No one likes to be a slave, and certainly no one wants to be a slave to his or her job. But that's the key. When that's all you've got, when all you have to make, the only way you're making money is by working at a job, all you have is you're an active income earner. There's nothing wrong with this. You need to make your money somehow, initially. And most people do that by becoming an active earner. Let me look at some of these comments. You don't have to actively work to make money. That's what we're talking about, yeah, and that's what passive means. But not really, because you still need to work, even if you are a passive investor. And I want to make that very clear. We'll get into that. Jesse says, I think being a lawyer is a cool job. My dream was to be a lawyer when I was younger. Guess what? I go after every single dream that comes to mind. When I was in my 15, I wanted to be a medical doctor. I did all these other things first, became a lawyer, went to Iraq, became a filmmaker, became an investor, became a real estate investor, all that stuff. And now I'm going back and going to pre-med, and I'm enrolled in Biology 1. So don't let your dreams die, guys. And one of those dreams from any of you watching this is probably, I don't want to work for someone else for the rest of my life. I would like to make money passively from passive income. Okay? And no, I don't smoke weed. I think it smells horrible, and I don't want to waste any of my money on mind-altering drugs. That's my opinion. I would rather spend my money buying books on how to increase my passive income and make more money and live a better life. But to each his own. Whatever floats your boat. If there is an alternative to actively making money, what is it? It's this idea of passive income. There is this idea that it's money that comes from doing absolutely nothing. And that's a misconception because everyone thinks, okay, I need to do something. I got to figure out something to do where I'm going to make money for doing nothing. Some people think their idea of passive investment and passive income generation is playing the lottery. I did a live stream on this last week telling you don't play the lottery. It seems like a very quick fix, an easy way to get an annuity. An annuity is the amount of money you get paid automatically every year. And usually when people win the lottery, they choose the annuity option over something like 20 years, 30 years, lifetime, and you get $1 million or $2 million or $10 million per year, depending on how much you win. That's amazing passive income. And we talked about earlier today the idea of probability and possibility. Probability of you winning the lottery, almost nothing. The possibility is there, but has nothing to do with your effort. You could play the lottery every single day for the rest of your life, you could still lose. So it's where something like learning about passive investing and learning how to be a better investor and a better financial manager of your own money, that is something, the more that you do it, the higher the possibility grows that you're going to become successful at it. That is not the case with playing the lotto. So that's not passive investing, that's passively being an idiot and losing all your money. So let's go back to the idea of passive investing. Let me look at these notes real quick, what you guys are saying. You were in Iraq. Yes, I was a first lieutenant in the United States Army. I was an intelligence officer in Iraq. When I got home, I got promoted to captain, and I resigned from the military as a captain. Choose anyone, education or business, and why. You can't choose one or the other, Asha. If you want to start a business, you need to have enough education to know how to start and run that business. And if you just choose education, but you don't actually do something with that education and start a business, then you're just book smart and you got nothing. That's why I'm a big fan of reading massive amounts of books while you are putting massive amount of effort into building up your career, your investments, whatever it may be. How old are you? I am 46. Jesse had a wild imagination, had so many dreams to be a lawyer, police officer, actor, physicist, chemist. Guess what? Do all of those things, Jesse. Every one of those dreams, I want you to try to pursue. No joke. Thank you for the guys who click like. Would love you guys to do that and click subscribe. I do so many videos on so many amazing topics because I got such a wild resume that I've been around the world, got so much education, and now I finally found a place to share that here with you on YouTube Live. So Michael's asking a specific question. I'll maybe discuss that in a little bit. Am I on stimulants? Nope, I am naturally high. What's up? And let's see. Successful, what fancy word in Africa? I have a lot of friends who are in Africa, in Nigeria, Uganda, in Kenya. Guess what? My advice for them is exactly the same thing that I tell you guys here. Never, one of my big slogans is the Break Divers Creed. No rules, no excuses, no regrets. Think of that second one, no excuses. I don't care what situation you're in, you work with where you are. Maybe you have to do a little bit more or you have to be creative or do things differently to get somewhere else. But life is not that much easier in the United States. People struggle to come over this border illegally and then get here and go, oh, I don't get a Lamborghini. I don't get $100,000 a year of income. And it's just a big wake-up call. Wherever you are, don't compare yourself to other people. It's easy for me. I'm in Miami Beach, guys. The amount of money that is here, it's disgusting. I think Miami Beach Yacht Club is the wealthiest yacht club in the world. If you want to get a slot at the Miami Beach Yacht Club for your boat, it's a 3 to 5 year waiting list. Plus, you got to put down a big deposit of something like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. So wherever you go, you are reminded that there are other people with far more money than you, with many more opportunities than you, with a nicer car than you, with access to better transportation, everything. Do I look at that? No. That does not serve me well to look at other people and go, oh, they got it easy. If I had what they had, I could do better financially. You think that's the mentality that you need to become a successful investor, especially if you want passive income? Why does everyone want passive income? Because it's the holy grail. It's amazing. You just sit there and you look at your bank account. Awesome. I just got paid money for doing nothing. But that's not what passive income is. And this is the important thing and I hope you guys will stay in this live stream for the whole time, because I'm going to tell you exactly how to put this passive income strategy together right here. Too many of you, it's the same thing with YouTube. Everyone's thinking, oh my God, I want to be a YouTube star. That would be amazing, where I just talk to people and I make massive amounts of money. Oh my God, that's going to be amazing. I'm going to fly around in my personal jet and I'm going to meet Logan Paul and I'm going to get to see Green Day and Green Day is going to be my friend. And that's the result of all of the hard work that you put in. The amount of work that I put in now for this YouTube channel over the last 16 years has been massive. And the amount of work I've put in the last 12 days since I found YouTube Live, gargantuan. And my voice hurts. It's getting better. I'm learning how to speak better so that I don't lose my voice. But I do 2, 3, or 4 live streams a day. And that's how I've gotten more than 200 subscribers in about a week and a half. The same exact type of effort is what you need if you want to make passive income. And you're probably asking, do you have passive income, Monroe? The answer is yes. So my mom and I co-own some rental properties here in Miami Beach. And that is quote unquote passive income, because the tenants pay the rent every month. And 80% goes to my mom, 20% to me for managing. And also have passive income on a bunch of investment apps on my phone. And I'll share some of those with you at the end of this live stream. So again, stick around to the end and I'll tell you some of these apps to download that you can actually get started. The number one thing about passive income, I promise you, it is not going to be easy to make it happen. This is the thing that makes so many people just tune out and they go, oh, I thought it was going to be easy. I just wanted to make money doing nothing. Are you an idiot? Do you really think you're going to make money doing nothing? That's impossible. That's in some fantasy world. Let me just tell you what I did today as the passive income generator for the person in charge of doing the passive income from these rental properties. There was a huge storm here in Miami Beach 2 days ago. Massive amounts of rain, torrential rain pour. Apparently, more rain in 3 hours than during the typical entire month of June. So much rain. Major problems with both of the tenants. Leaks coming from the ceiling, coming down. Leaks with the washing machine, drainage pipe. I mean, I've been on the phone today with ceiling repair people, the management companies of the condos. I've been on the phone with the washing machine repair technicians. It's not passive. It is in the sense that I haven't had to deal with anything with these apartments for the last 3 to 4 months. So for the past 4 months, my mom and I just got money in our bank accounts. That's so nice. But it's passive until what? All of the different problems that could come up. The tenant stops paying rent. There is another problem with the washing machine or the air conditioner. About 4 months ago, one of the air conditioners just broke in a tenant's apartment. What did I have to do? I had to go and hire an AC repair technician to go fix it. So this is what I'm telling you about the idea of passive income. There is still effort involved. There was effort involved in me going around Miami Beach with a real estate agent, looking at properties and analyzing each of the properties to determine, is this going to make a profitable investment? Then, once you get the property, making an offer, negotiating, signing at the closing, then guess when it's done? Okay, now we have to find a tenant. Okay, then you have to find a tenant, vetting them, talking to lots of people, then getting enough security deposit. And I mean, there's a lot of effort put up front for a quote unquote passive investment. Do I want to sell either of these two condos? Absolutely not. They're cash cows. And I don't have to do very much work. But I do have to be on call every 2 to 3 months. I know I'm going to get some text message from one of the tenants saying something is wrong. But think about that. Every 3 months, I have to do maybe 4 hours of work. I think today I probably spent about 4 hours putting out these fires. And how much did I make after net profit? I say net profit after all the expenses are paid for the real estate, mortgages are paid, insurance is paid, emergency fund is created in case the tenant decides not to pay. You need to make sure there's enough money in the business bank account so I don't have to pay for it out of my pocket. My mom doesn't have to pay for it out of her pocket. And the other person asked, education or business. Both of those things are what has allowed me to put this together. And I've gotten so good at this now that I'm talking with my mom about, let's start looking about what our third rental property is. Because I know how to do it now. But it was really hard, guys. It was super hard. 2 years ago, I wanted to sell both of these condos because I was so overwhelmed. One of our first tenants was Airbnb-ing our condo, one of them. So this person, we were charging something like $1,900 a month. He was making $4,000 a month from doing an illegal Airbnb in a part of Miami Beach where he was not supposed to be Airbnb-ing. So if the city of Miami Beach had found out, we would have been fined about $1,000 a day. So I had to evict that guy. Again, thankfully, I'm a lawyer. My education in this case helped me to be a better business person. But it's still a business. It's not just passive income. Oh, let me go back to what I was saying. My share, my 20% share, I make about $350 a month of passive income. My mom, I said, makes the majority of it. I'm doing this all so that she doesn't have to work in her old age. She's done so much for me, so I'm working my butt off to make passive income for her. And I'm getting 20% because I'm doing all of the work. For my mom, 100% passive income because she doesn't have to worry about a thing. That's because she has a great business partner who takes all of the burden. I'm doing 100% of the work and getting 20% of the profit. But I'm cool. It's my mom. That's what you do. But think about that. For 4 hours of work every 4 months, I'm getting paid, let's say 4 times 12. That's $400, $800, $1,600 every 3 to 4 months for 4 hours of work. It's not that bad. Really not. It's virtually passive. But yeah, there are still, even with passive income, you have to do a little bit of work. Let me give you another example. One of the apps that is worth looking into is something called, let me see, which one will I share on this? I'm not going to give you all my secrets right at this moment. But one app that does a good job with passive income. Right now, by the way, this is not investment advice. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your investment coach. We have no financial relationship. But I do tell you that I do use this app. But of course, investigate it first before you decide to put any of your money in. It's called Concrete. So CONCREIT. The REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. Why do I like it? You can put money into real estate investment trusts just through the stock market. They're sold with a ticker symbol, and you can invest just like by Robinhood. I don't like them so much because it's not really kicking me back dividends as quickly as I'd like. To have real passive income, it would be nice to have money coming back to you every single month. What's awesome about concrete, you're getting passive income every single week. What does it do? You can start with concrete with as little as $5, $10. And immediately you will start to see that you are earning money on that. What they do is take your money and they invest it into a portfolio of real estate that they own and manage. Why do I like it? Because every month, every week, I am adding more and more money to concrete. And then every week, guess what? The dividend that I keep getting back in passive income is higher. It is higher every single week, virtually every single week. Better to say every single month. Every single month, the amount of passive income I get from concrete is higher and higher. Why do I recommend something like concrete rather than getting into actual real estate initially? It is easier. You can learn about the concepts. Too many people spend a decade dreaming about investing in real estate and becoming a real estate investor and having tenants. But there is a high barrier to entry, and that is A, you need money for a down payment. B, the down payment usually needs to be higher than you think because you need to make sure that the rent that comes in from a tenant is significantly higher than what your mortgage, interest, and taxes are gonna be. And a lot of times, unless you put up a decent down payment, you're gonna be losing money every month. So for a lot of times it doesn't make sense. But if you go with an app like Concrete, you're still investing in real estate. They're still getting money on your behalf using your investment, but you get money every single week, and it is truly passive, except that, do you still check the app every week? Do I still check the app? Do I keep doing Google to make sure Concrete is still a solvent company to the best of my ability, and to make sure that I'm not losing money by investing more into this concept? Of course. That's why I tell you, passive investment is never passive. If you're a smart entrepreneur, if you're a smart investor, you need to always watch your investments. Let me look at some of these comments, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions. E39 is from Iraq. Shakumaku, Maku Mushkele, Kefik, Alhamdulillah. How can I have 9 jobs at the same time? Well, that's kind of what I do. And it's what I've done over my many years since graduating college. I learned how to juggle many hats. I look at all of the different careers that I want, and I see, okay, which is the best one to do right now? Which ones can I combine together and do at exactly the same time? So for example, if someone really wants to start a business and really wants to be a doctor and really wants to be a book author, so many people don't think big enough, and they just think, oh, I have to pick one of those 3 things. I say just combine them all together. Go to med school while you are learning about how to be a businessman, and while you're doing that, start writing the outline to a book, learning from everything that you're learning in med school. And then while you're in residency, you're going to then publish the book, and you're going to start laying the foundation for starting your own medical practice. And then as soon as you finish your residency and you get your medical license, guess what? You start your own business and you use the book that you wrote to help you promote the business. Think creatively, and this is helpful to anyone who's actually an investor too. Figure it out. I always talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Robert Kiyosaki because he has a great concept in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The poor dad would always say, I can't afford it. The rich dad would always say, how can I afford it? And that's what I want to instill in you. Stop putting up barriers and I can't do that. I can't do that. And instead, Jesse asked the right question. How can I? Excuse me. How can I have 9 jobs at the same time? That's the right question to ask, because at least you're thinking of it as a possibility. It might seem crazy, but at least you're asking the question. If any of you have the mentality of, I can't afford it all the time, you'll never have passive income. You need to always think, how can I create passive income for myself? The other barrier to entry to passive income is people going, why am I going to put $10 into this investment app and then every week I get 10 cents back? Yeah, guess what? That's 10 cents of passive income. Investing is 90% psychology, 10% actually doing stuff. I try to train my students and my clients who hire me to help them with their investments to get over this psychological block and say, you need to get over your bad financial habits psychologically before you can start doing things big. If you can convince yourself to put $10 a week or $10 a month into a small investment that gives you 10 cents a month, you're training your mind to go, oh, I get it. I have to part with $10 that I cannot use right now in order to get 10 cents a month. And then you do the math. Oh, but if I do 10 cents a month, it's going to take how many years before I get the principal back and stuff. Stop doing all those crazy calculations right now. First, just become a psychologically primed passive investor and learning that if you want to make passive income, you have to either put up money up front or a lot of sweat equity. Sweat equity is the effort that you put in from either doing something physically or from your brain power. Right now, what am I doing right now with doing these YouTube lives? Right now, I'm getting paid nothing for this. It's not active income and it's not passive income, at least not financially. Am I getting paid for doing these YouTube lives? I am. How? Again, think creatively. I'm getting new subscribers, I'm getting likes, and I'm getting more watch time. Once I get to 3,000 hours of watch time, boom. Now I've got super chat. Now I can have memberships, things like that. When I get to 4,000 watch hours, now I'm getting passive income because now I'm going to start to make money from videos that I already recorded. It's the equivalent of royalties or residuals from people who do television shows. If they have a good contract, they can do the TV show once and then live off of it for the rest of their life. For example, the cast of Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, and all I can think of is George Costanza. I can't believe I cannot remember the actual actor's name. But Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Kramer, whatever Hicks, I can't remember his name again. Two of the funniest guys on the show, and I can't remember. They probably don't have to work ever again because of the work that they put in a lot of active effort to be an actor on Seinfeld, and now they reap the benefits in the forms of passive income. Let me look at more comments. I just want to be successful in the future. I can provide to my parents and siblings, but maybe my future wife or husband, maybe kids. So, look, you need to first where are you going to put money? You need to either work as an active earner, go get a job, and then take that money and invest it into investments that are going to kick off passive income. That's the first way. That's the most traditional way of doing that. On the other hand, you can invest time, sweat equity, and your intellect to create intellectual property that's going to bring in passive income. In the last 2 weeks, I have not really spent any money on these YouTube lives. I bought a ring light for $30, and I charge my phone, so I have to pay the electricity bill. But this is not costing me money. I am just talking. But me talking is providing a service to people. Those of you watching now and those of you who are watching on the recording. And it's leading towards me getting 3,000 hours of watch time, 4,000 hours. And by the way, I set up a Patreon account. It's patreon.com/MonroeMann. If any of you want to help support this, I don't know how long I continue to do 2 to 3 to 4 live streams a day without eventually getting compensated for it. Maybe it'll be passive income from YouTube, from the ads, but I don't know. Who knows if I'll last that long? There's a lot of burnout in the world of YouTubing. So if any of you are absolutely would be devastated if I stop doing live streams, I hope you'll become a Patreon. And I call the RoMann, become a part of the RoMann Legion. And you can become a legionnaire or a legionary, which is the basic infantry soldier in the Roman military. And for $1 a month. So if you can afford $1 a month, send it my way. Why am I mentioning this? Is that active or passive income? It's interesting, right? So let's just say some of you decide that you do want to pledge $1 a month to help me do these live streams. Now, basically, you have in some ways become my boss, in a way, just financially speaking. Because now, who is paying me? You. So if somebody gave me $5 on CashApp 3 days ago, my CashApp is MonroeMann, it's in the description. Was that active or passive income? In some ways, I would say it's active income. The person gave me that money because of something I was doing on the live stream. If I get a Patreon to give $1 a month, someone on this live stream says, all right, I'm going to support this guy, MonroeMann. It's active income in a way because that person subscribed. It's sort of like a salary. I'm getting $1 a month now from somebody on Patreon. But that person now has an expectation that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So if one day I wake up and someone has subscribed as a $1 a month Patreon, I'm going to wake up and go, wow, now I'm even more excited to do a live stream because now someone is depending on me. And if I stop doing the live streams, that person is going to go back to Patreon and say, I'm canceling this subscription because that person is no longer doing what is expected. But let's just say I do the live streams for a year and I'm getting the $1 a month on Patreon. And then I get sick and I can no longer do the live streams. But that person still supports me and says, Monroe, it's all good. I'm not going to cancel that Patreon subscription. Now that active Patreon subscription has turned from active income to passive income because I'm no longer waking up every morning and doing live streams. I'm recovering in the hospital, for example. So active income has now turned into passive income. But did that passive income just happen from doing nothing? No, it happened from doing a lot of hard, active work on the front end. This is why people sometimes ask, Monroe, do you put as much money into that app Concrete as you do into actually these real estate properties? The answer is no. Why? I don't know enough about Concrete. As I don't know that management team. I don't know that company as well as I know the management team of these rental properties. Who's the management team? Me. Who's my partner? My mom. What is the investment? 2 physical pieces of real estate. So of course, you should put more money into things that you understand. This is why it blows my mind when people take out their life savings and put it all into Bitcoin. You're an idiot. Unless you are someone who understands blockchain so well, and you are a computer programmer, and you have analyzed every single cryptocurrency out there, and you know for certain that cryptocurrency is going to skyrocket over the next year, which I think is 0.00001% of the population, don't put your life savings into crypto. As my investment philosophy says, you shouldn't put all of your money in, all of your investment funds into any one investment. That's the essence of my investor philosophy. The next investor video I'll do will be about the letter V, which stands for venture capital, and that'll come at you later, probably this week or this weekend. Let me read some more of these. Is real estate passive income? So Michael asked, is real estate passive income? The answer is it depends. So my mom and I also have an Airbnb up in Maine, which I thought would be a cool thing to invest in, but I have discovered that is not passive in any way, shape, or form. It is the biggest stress and such a headache, and I don't enjoy it at all, precisely because it is a new business. It is a new active business, and who is the person running it? Again, me. And I do not enjoy it very much. So we're actually looking into potentially getting rid of that. And that's why I said maybe buying another long-term rental down here in Florida, because passive income is a lot easier to manage than active income. If you do an Airbnb and you're doing all the work, it is an active business. If you get a property that you rent to a long-term tenant over the course of a year, an annual lease, and you have a really good tenant, and it's a really good property, those are two things. Again, you have to do the work, the active work up front to make a good passive investment. Then it becomes a lot easier and you don't have to really do much to make the money. All right. Fuad, I work as salesman. They destroy your business. They cause something, must follow the rules. They don't want you to be independent. That is true. This is the case with most employers. Most employers do not want you to feel secure. Most employers do not want you to feel that you can go out on your own. Most employers do not want you to feel that you can make it without them. And I think that's just terrible. And I'm really hoping one day I'm in a position where I can hire lots of people, and one of the requirements is going to be you got to be creating your own business on the side, because I don't want you working here forever. I want you to have something that's your own as well. E39, what is passive income? If I haven't answered that yet, or if you don't understand it yet, it's money that you earn basically while you're sleeping. But it does not mean that it's money that you do not have to manage. Every passive income stream that I have passive income from the books that I've written. I have passive incomes from You Can't Kill Stephen King, the feature film that I produced. Passive income from these real estate. Passive income from this Udemy course that I have. I mean, I have passive income all across the internet, but every single one of them requires that I actively keep up on them and make sure that everything is as it should be. Because if you don't, you're just going to get the wool pulled over your eyes, and people are going to take off with your money, or the investment is going to fall apart, and soon there's no more money coming in. And hi, Gip, Asha. Thank you for answering my question. You're amazing. How can I start saving money for the future? So, Asha, I hope you're still here. If you are, you start saving money by literally stopping spending money. The only way you save money is if you don't spend the money that you earn. There are many books that talk about this, but the number one way people become millionaires is not through investment. It's by saving. You can become a millionaire by just saving. Of course, it requires that you have an income that's high enough that you could save up enough just from your income. If you're making $5,000 a year, you're probably not going to become a millionaire just by savings. But you don't have money to invest unless you have money to save. And you don't have money to save unless you have money left over after paying your bills. The solution, and I think this is why I tell people to read this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Such an amazing book. One of the main concepts is you've got to save 10% of everything that comes. I just got a flood warning. The flood warning was interrupting my live stream. How rude. You need to get into the mindset of, I'm going to pay myself before I pay anybody else. So even if you do make $5,000 per year, guess what? You need to get in the mindset, $5 of that every year I'm putting aside into savings. Again, people say, but that's so stupid. Saving $5 a year, that's not going to lead to anything. Financially, no, but psychologically, it's training you to realize you can survive without $5 every year. And then the next year, you realize, you know what? I'm going to put $10 a year into savings. And then you realize, wow, I didn't even need that. Then you realize, wow, if I can get a better job and earn more money, maybe I can put $500 away into savings. Awesome. Then you start to realize, wow, I've got all this money in savings. It's only getting 0.0001% interest, and inflation is at 3 to 4%. Maybe I need to start investing it. Boom. And this is how the cycle works. Most people don't get involved in investing in the first place because they don't even get involved with savings. They can't control their expenses, and they think their landlord and their mortgage and their electricity bill and their Wi-Fi bill and the cell phone bill are more important than saving up for their future. And that is absolutely not true. I quit my job as an attorney 4.5, maybe 5 months ago. I have not touched any of my automatic saving and investment plans that are connected to all these apps in my banks. The money's still getting pulled out of my checking account. And I hustle every single month to make sure there is enough money in the checking account so that when my investments pull the money out and when my savings accounts pull the money out, there is no problem. So the answer is, Asha, you have to just start no matter where you are, even if it's saving a penny. You'll realize, wow, I just saved a penny. Let me try 2 pennies tomorrow. Cool. Jesse, we'll have a different discussion about stocks when I get to the investor acronym when we talk about the S, which is stock market. I'm going to give a whole lesson on how the stock market works. What's up, CLVR? How's it going? What's up, Violetta? How are you? Great moderators. Jesse Pinkman, moderator. Stay hydrated. Absolutely. Stay hydrated. You can't be a passive investor unless you stay hydrated. Because if you pass out, you can't monitor your passive investments and you can't correct problems. Let me see what else. Enjoy your purified water, pineapple and mango. I'm streaming right now. Good job, CLVR. Glad you were streaming. Saw the notifications. Streaming Subway Surfers. CLVR, do not support those channels. That is horrible. Anyone who is watching people subway surfing is a contributor to the kids who end up dying from subway surfing. And these kids are doing it because people like you are watching them. Do not support their channels. Unsubscribe from those channels because children are dying. And honestly, you are being responsible for their deaths if you are watching them do this very dangerous and illegal thing. And I will lose as many subscribers as necessary to share that message. Subway surfing is not cool, and no one should be doing it. No one should be supporting them. I love you, CLVR, but that's not helping society. All right, I'm about to go. Work is definitely going to pay off, Monroe. Thank you. Concrete sounds like a legit great app. It is. I recommend all of you download Concrete, regardless of your age, because even if you sign up, even if you can't sign up for it, you can at least look at it. And if you like it, maybe you could take it to your mom and dad, and they could sign up for you in their name and say, hey, mom, dad, can we create a Concrete account just so I could see how it works, and we put $5 every month or something like that? Get your parents involved. Or if you are parents, get your kids involved. Make it a family affair. I wish that my dad had sat down and talked to me about how to be a great lawyer, about how to make clients, about how to invest in the stock market, how to buy real estate. He taught me nothing about that. And I'm really disappointed that I had to learn it all by myself. So I'm hoping that my live streams here, my videos, are going to help inspire you to learn this stuff while you're young. And if you have parents who are interested in helping you, to enlist their help. If you have kids, teach them as you are learning. Don't learn it by yourself. Get them involved, even if they're 5 years old. Get them to start learning about the difference between, investment, daddy, passive investor. Oh, I want stock market. Get them to start thinking about those terms. And what's up, me and THC? Great to see you. Glad you're watching the stream, Jesse. Hope you're feeling better. Burned out. Let me see. Prayers to you. Hope your evening gets better. Absolutely. I want to be an actor. If you're successful, you have lots of money. Okay, Jesse just shared something that's really important because we're talking about passive income. I'm an actor, and I've been in a bunch of movies and some TV shows, some commercials. No big household name, but if you'll see me around here and there. Why does everybody want to become an actor? Because they think of it as easy money. Wow, that sounds great. I'm going to just go and I'm going to be in front of a camera, being someone I'm not, going, wherefore art thou, my Romeo? Oh, hello, Juliet. All that stuff. And think they're going to get paid for it, and it's going to be super easy. Oh my gosh, the pursuit of acting is probably the most difficult career choice anyone could possibly have. The amount of effort you need to put in just to get cast in a paid production is gargantuan. And then, even if you get cast in a paid production, the likelihood that you're going to make enough money from that in passive income to allow you to survive is very slim too. As you guys know from my live stream this morning, we don't look at probability when we pursue something, we look at possibility. Maybe the probability of succeeding as an actor is low, but the possibility is there, so absolutely go for it. But don't go into it with the main idea that, okay, I want to be an actor because if I'm successful, I'm going to have a lot of money. That's not the reason to do something. I mean, why do I love doing YouTube and doing these live streams? I love inspiring people. I love talking to people. I love helping people to realize that they're far better than they think they are. I love making people laugh. I love making people believe in themselves. I love making people think that, wow, maybe I too can become awesome like some other superstar. I'm doing this because I love it. I'm excited that maybe there's some money down the road from me doing this. But the main reason I started a YouTube channel 17, 18 years ago is because this is something I enjoy. So the first thing, if you want to become a successful actor, don't do it because of the money, Jesse. You got to do it because you love acting and it makes you so happy. Not because if you're successful, you're going to make a lot of money. This is why most people don't succeed in acting and most people don't succeed at YouTubing, because they're really after the fame and the money, not the joy of sharing with an audience. Your dad is in a short film today. He's a star. Tell him I'm very proud of him. Yes, how dare that flood warning interrupt the stream. Step one, don't pass out. That is the most important thing. If you want to be a passive investor, step one, do not pass out. So Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, he's also the founder of a company called Berkshire Hathaway. Read up on Warren Buffett. If you want to be a great investor, learn about Warren Buffett because he's a whiz, a billionaire, amazing guy. His number one rule of investing is don't lose money, which is good, which is very important. My number one rule of investing is don't pass out, because if you pass out, then you might likely lose money because you can't keep track of your investments. Jesse says, you definitely inspire me. You've inspired me to do more exercise, to get fit. I'm really proud of you. Stay strong, Jesse. I am with you 100%. You are far more capable than you think you are. You're better than you think you are. This applies to every single one of you guys watching. I know each of you has some type of dream or something that in your brain is going, no, you're not good at it. No, don't do it. No, it's not the right time. Don't listen to that brain and listen to me. Listen to your buddy MonroeMann telling you, you are capable. You are amazing. All right. Good. You love acting, and that's why you want to be an actor. That's a different story. That is a different story. Better off doing your own thing on YouTube if you're an actor. That's what the blob says here. Here's the truth. This is crazy. Guys, listen to this. Me doing this YouTube channel probably will have a positive effect on my acting career. Because guess what? If I can I'm building up a huge fan base here. I'm building up a huge following of people who love and support me. So guess what? Eventually, maybe some studio will go, hey, we should cast that guy MonroeMann because he's got 4 million subscribers on YouTube and all of his fans are going to go watch the movie. So then it becomes a financial decision for them. So the blob is right in some ways. There is so much competition in the world of acting. You got to come up with something that makes you so different that you stand out. My name is pretty unique. It is my real name, Monroe Mann. People sometimes ask, oh, did you just come up with that name so that you could, as a movie star name? And I always say, no, my parents bred me for stardom from the day I was born by calling me Monroe Mann, naming me after my father. So, keep going. Do your own thing and consider doing a YouTube channel for anything you want to do. If you want to start a business, a YouTube channel could be a great way to market that business as well. And what is acting? You're basically just starting your own entertainment business. And this is what a lot of people don't recognize. I wrote a book called The Theatrical Juggernaut, The Psyche of the Star. And in that book, I talk about how the number one thing, your talent is assumed. The only two things are going to determine your success. This applies to you being an investor or you being an actor or a YouTuber. Forget about whether you're good or not. Let's just assume you are good. The two things that are really going to determine your success are your attitude and your business sense. And if your attitude is better than your competition and you learn about how to run a business, how to do investments, how to do marketing, those things will allow your talent to come through. Again, I am amazed that this is starting to work with YouTube Live and that people are starting to follow me and get to know me. But it's so strange that it happened through the live streams. It's not so strange when I think about it, because I was asking people, why suddenly are the live streams helping me get subscribers and helping me get supporters? It's because you guys are seeing the real me. I'm being myself. I'm being vulnerable. And I'm able to speak improvisationally on a wide range of topics and keep you guys entertained and inspired. Anybody could do that maybe on a regular video. That's polished, that they do 27 takes, they put edits in, they add music, they make it sound good. I got nothing on these live streams but me and my voice and my beautiful face. But I mean, hey, look, I'm not the greatest looking guy. I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not the ugliest guy either. But where is my superpower? My personality and my smile and my ability to inspire people. And for whatever reason, I'm able to do that more on a live stream than I am on a regular video. Who would have thought? Maybe for you, you'll do better on videos. Maybe for you, your marketing is better on TikTok or Instagram or on X by just using text. I don't know. But as the blob said, you're better off doing your own thing on YouTube if you're an actor. What the summary of that is, you have to use, no matter what you do, no matter what field you go into, no matter what type of passive investments you try to get involved with, it's going to be hard. And you need to use as many resources as you can to help ensure your success. And that's the idea of doing your own thing. Don't listen to anyone else. Do your own thing. Do education and study business, as we were talking about before. Asha says, I work really hard every day. My manager will take all my efforts and outcomes when it comes to promotion, never promote me. Guess what, Asha? That's why I quit my job at the immigration firm 4 months ago. When I first got hired, I was told at that 1 year mark, I was going to get a big raise and more vacation, all that stuff. At the 11-month mark, I had a meeting with them, blah, 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 and they were just cold and said, yeah, you're not getting a raise. And then they had the gall to say, and we're doubling your work. I just sat up and said, literally at that meeting, so you're telling me you're going to give me additional work and you're not going to give me a raise for that additional work after being here for a year. And they said, that's correct. I said, thank you very much. I quit. And I just walked out the door and I felt amazing. Sometimes you just got to get up and leave. Now you might be thinking, oh, well, why were you able to do that? What about your income? Because I have so much money saved up in investments and in savings. So it's this big circle. The more that you learn to save money and invest, the less crap you have to take from stinky bosses. And too many people, though, are relying on their active money-making ability. They don't have a passive mindset. They don't think long-term. They never save up enough money. you should have 3 to 6 months of savings in the bank at all times. And if you don't, you either need to get a better job, or more importantly, you just need to start saving now on what you've got and figure out, where can I cut off $5? You have to figure out how to start saving. And if you keep coming up with excuses, then I'm never going to get through to you. I don't care how much money you're making. You have to save at least $5 a month. You must do that. I wish the best for you, Asher. I did 36 push-ups. That is an investment. That is an active investment in your healthy, passive body future. Think about that. If you do your push-ups every single day, you are helping increase your health so that, one, your heart will work less, your muscles can work less. You have to work less every single day to do the exact same stuff that you did before. Exercise is absolutely an active investment that gives passive rewards. You definitely deserve more than 1 million subscribers, though. Thank you. How do you have that much confidence? Where does my confidence come from? In some ways, I want you guys to know that I think my confidence comes from the fact that I am very emotional, and I get very depressed. And I do get depressed a lot. I get discouraged, and I have been down and out and feeling horrible. This is why I think I'm such a good motivator, because I know how horrible it feels to be at the bottom of the barrel and feel like nothing is going to work out in your life, and you're a total failure, Monroe. You stink. No one is ever going to like you. No one's ever going to pay you what you deserve, blah, 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 blah. I've been there. And it's not like I've been there 10 years ago. I feel like that once every 2 weeks. Because the more ambitious you are, the more times you're going to fail, the more times you're going to get rejected in life. What's up, Anna Marcy? She's back. Woo hop, woo hop. Anna Marcy back. He's back in the house, and things are gonna pop. So many people, I'm just, why the pause? I can't tell you how many times I get questions about, how do I get started with savings? How do I get started with investing? How do I get started as a YouTuber? How do I get started as a film producer? How do I become an actor? How do I get started with the military? How do I learn how to speak Chinese? And then I tell them, this is how you do it. And then they go, oh, no, that's not going to work for me. Yes, it will. Stop coming up with excuses and get off your ass and start doing something towards your dream. That's it. And if your dream is passive income, I just told you how to get started with it. Number one is you need to get into a saving mindset. Let me go back and just tell you this too. Again, two things. There are only two ways you can make, there are only two passive investments you can make. You can make a passive investment with a lot of money, or an amount of money. For example, you could go buy a condo for $300,000 if you have the money in the bank, get a tenant, and then immediately you're going to be making money from that. You can also do that by doing something like concrete, where you can start with $10 a month. That's right, Anna Marcy, exactly. But literally, the same people who tell me, Monroe, I don't have $300,000. I can't buy a condo. And then I say, well, then download the Concrete app and start with $10. They go, well, that's stupid. I'm going to get what? I'm going to make a penny per month? I'm like, oh, I want to punch these people in their faces because they waste my time. I know how to do passive investing. And then when I tell them two different ways of doing it, both of those ideas were given a thumbs down. And then I say, okay, fine. You have no money for you to invest, right? You have no money to invest. Okay, I want you to start a YouTube channel and start talking about something you are passionate about, okay? And what's up, Freddie? And then they go, what, you mean start a YouTube channel? You know how much effort that's gonna take before I get passive income? I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like I wanna punch them again and go, The problem is not the world. You are the problem because you keep coming up with excuses. And I'll get someone who'll start a YouTube channel and then they'll say, oh, Monroe, you told me to do live streams, but I need 50 subscribers before I can do a live stream. I'm like, okay, so start doing short videos. Start posting other videos. He goes, yeah, but you told me to do live streams. This is so much work to get 50. I'm like, oh my gosh. This is what I'm telling you. So many people want passive income, but do not want to do anything. And these people drive me absolutely crazy. You have to make an effort. That's right. No rules, no excuses, no regrets. Freddie Sawyer, exactly. Thank you for clicking like, guys. Thank you for clicking subscribe. If you want to support this channel, you can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/MonroeMann or Cash App to MonroeMann. You can find those links on the description to my video. Freddie, I'm not by a charger. I'm on the couch with my dogs. I have a YouTube channel. I've gotten 500 views on a video. Freddie, thumbs up to you. And I would tell you right now, Freddie, the journey is going to be extremely hard. I've been YouTubing for 18 years. And only now am I getting to the point where I see the money coming at the end of the summer. Keep going. I promise you, you can eventually make money from YouTube or anything you do in life if you don't give up and you keep creating new opportunities and trying new marketing tactics, new advertising tactics. And if what you're doing is not bringing in massive amounts of watch time, why am I so excited about doing 3 to 4 live streams per day? Because I'm seeing every day when I wake up, not only when I wake up, right here, look at all these chats. Look at the likes. When I get done with the live stream, it tells me how many watch hours I got. And I look at the subscribers. Every live stream, I get 5 to 10 new subscribers. It is mind-blowing. If you're doing videos and you're not getting likes, you're not getting subscribers, and you're not getting watch time, something needs to change. Those videos are not good, or the topic is not good, or maybe you shouldn't be doing videos like that. You should be doing live streams. Or maybe YouTube isn't your thing. Maybe you're going to find out that doing a regular podcast on Spotify is what's going to take things off for you. Or maybe, as Jesse said, maybe pursuing acting the normal way is the thing that's going to take off for you. You have to try to throw a lot of things against the wall until you find the thing that actually shows actual return on investment. Let me see. Introverted person is growing more subscribers. 117 now. I'm really happy. That is fantastic, Jesse. And again, 117 doesn't seem like a lot. I look at mine. I went from 2,200 to 2,400 over the last 10 days. To compare to a lot of YouTubers, 2,400 is nothing. But I'm not comparing myself to other YouTubers. Who am I comparing myself with? Me. And the number of subscribers I had yesterday. And the number of fans I had yesterday. Who am I making content for? For you guys. Not for some random people I don't know. Not for these trolls who jump in on these live streams and try to ruin things. That's right, Anna Marcy. I tell them. I'm going to tell them. Asha, I'm 25 years old. I haven't saved money, but I'll start saving this month. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you, Asha. I hope you'll click like. I hope you'll subscribe. Look at some of my other videos. I have a lot of live streams from the last 2 weeks talking about other financial issues. And I've made videos, regular videos on my YouTube channel that talk about finance. You can also learn more at investlikeaninvestor.com. That is my website. Asha, you are so young, and the advice I'm going to tell you right now is the advice that I wish that someone gave me when I was 25 years old. Start saving $5 per month, no matter how you do it. Get that money from wherever you need to. Even borrow it from a friend, ask your parents, but figure out how to put $5 a month in a savings account every month. And then increase the frequency to every week. And then eventually $10 a week, $20 a week, $50 a week. I mean, I don't make a massive amount of money, and I have no shame in telling you that. I'm not a millionaire yet. But I invest and save at least probably about $500 every single month. And that money goes into the S&P 500, various stocks, into concrete, into a bunch of other apps that I invest in, alternative investments and savings accounts, into crypto. It started out with me doing $1 per month. $1 per month. And I felt like such a loser, thinking, I can't believe that's the only amount of money that I can afford to invest. But I learned over time, it was changing my financial mindset. And I was starting to realize that, I'm getting comfortable with the idea of not having $1 per month in my bank account. So then I increased it to 2. Then it was to 5. And I got addicted very quickly. And now, like people say, talk about drugs and alcohol, my addiction, I have a few addictions. I'll tell you my vices in life. My number one addiction is saving money. I love when I get paid because I cannot wait to put that money in a savings account. It makes me so excited to see my savings account grow. Number 2 addiction. I love taking money that I earn and investing it into various investments, knowing that that money is going to work for me. So cool. My 3rd vice. I love doing these live streams on YouTube for you guys. These last 10 days, I have been so amped up, so inspired. And I'm just seeing Jesse says, I'm ashamed of everything about me. Jesse, stop it. You're awesome. You are the moderator on MonroeMann's YouTube channel. That is something to be proud of. You know how many people keep asking me now, can you make me mod? Can you make me mod? I say, I can't right now. I've got enough. And one of them is you. And I think that's a really cool opportunity. You're learning a lot. You're gaining the trust of other people here on YouTube, learning responsibility. You're awesome. Please be proud of yourself. You're an intelligent person. You are able to, you support other people in my chats. You're reliably here on many of my live streams. You do a good job of moderating. So please, you're awesome. Amazing. Let's see. And Jesse says he compares himself to anyone that he sees, she sees, whatever. Jesse, it's normal. We all compare ourselves to others. I don't know if you've ever heard this expression. It's called keeping up with the Joneses. Jones is considered a very common name in the United States, a last name. So this expression was coined maybe in the 50s or 60s, whenever, I don't know. But keeping up with the Joneses means you come home from work and you look next door at Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones is driving a brand new Mercedes, and you have the model from last year. And you go, well, that's not good. I have to have at least as good a car as Mr. Jones. So then you go out and buy the brand new Mercedes that Mr. Jones has. But you didn't know that same day Mr. Jones went back because there was a problem and he got the latest version. And then you go, oh no, now I got to keep up with that. It's just an endless cycle. You cannot compare yourself. I mean, look, I'm in Miami Beach, and I have no shame in saying I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. And the view, I have a nice view. Look, I have a view out there that's nice of a palm tree, but look out there, it's an alleyway. All I see is another building. I don't have some view of the ocean or anything. And honestly, some of these dating apps and some of the girls here, they're horrible. Their first question is, do you have a balcony? Does your balcony look out over the ocean? And it's like, you're a horrible human being. Why does that have any bearing on who I am as a person and whether you would want to have a coffee with me or be my friend? It's not cool. So Jesse, you're not the only person. Everyone on this live stream, every single one of us compares ourselves to others. But we have to stop it. And we have to not make our decisions based on that. I like my apartment. It's cozy. And it does what it needs to do. And I'm not trying to impress you guys. And I'm not trying to impress any girl. And I'm not trying to impress anyone on YouTube. And honestly, I think I'm really smart by living in an apartment that is more frugal. Because guess what it gives me at the end of the month? More money to save, more money to invest. Can't tell you how many people in this town, Miami Beach, live way beyond their means. And they are getting cars they can't afford. I'm still driving a 2009 Jeep Wrangler. And the air conditioner has some issues that needs to be fixed, this and that. There are certainly newer versions of the Jeep Wrangler. I like my car, and I don't need to impress somebody with the brand new Jeep Wrangler. I think that's the number one thing. It's a great lesson, and whoever watches this until 70 minutes is going to get the lesson. Your ability to become a good investor is directly related to whether you are able to control your expenses. If you are comparing yourself with others and keeping up with the Joneses and trying to impress people with your money that you don't have, you're never going to have money left over to save or invest. So I have a phrase that I came up with 20 years ago that I always remember: sacrifice now, party later. What do I mean by that? You have to be willing to sacrifice in the present to have an even exponentially greater reality in the future. I have sacrificed for 18 years as a YouTuber, making so many videos, trying so many different ways to make it work. And finally, this year, in these last 2 weeks, it's starting to work. But I had to sacrifice for 18 years of trial and error. And I still have not figured it out yet completely. I'm learning as I go, trying to figure all of this out. And that's what you guys need to do. And for real, I'm ashamed. Don't be ashamed. My addictions are watching Monroe. Man, here's the good thing. Watching me is not a terrible addiction. It is, however, if you don't do anything with what I'm saying. It's very easy for people to just watch me and do nothing. You're not like that, Jesse, because you already told me that you're doing more and more push-ups every day. You're working on treating yourself more healthily, and you're in a better mood. So that means you're learning something from what I'm telling you. But there's a statistic that 90% of people who go to a self-improvement seminar feel great during the seminar, and then they leave and do nothing that the speaker invited them to try. What I'm telling you guys to do is try. I'm glad you gave me a like. I'm glad you gave me a subscription. When you're done watching this live stream, get off your butt and actually do something to improve your life and to take a step towards passive investing. And even if it means you're saving $1 per month, you need to have disposable income if you approach passive investing from that point of view. Remember, I told you there are 2 ways to do passive investing. One of them is with money. Either you buy a condo, big money, or you spend $10 on an investment app that is giving you passive income in return. One of the two. Or the other way is you use intellectual property. That's the I part of the investor acronym, which you can find at investlikeaninvestor.com, MonroeMannFinancialPlan.com. You don't need money to create passive investments. But what do you need to do? You need to work super, super hard. Look at me right now. I'm not getting paid in money for these YouTube lives yet. For the last 14 days or something, I have been doing 2 to 4 live streams per day. I've been talking nonstop for 73 minutes. That's not easy. I find it fun. And I think over these last 25 years, everything I've done has prepared me for this moment. But I'm not making any money from this right now, unless any of you go to patreon.com/MonroeMann or send me money on CashApp, and you're welcome to do so. But until that happens, this is a lot of effort. But eventually, let's just see what happens a year from now. On June 13th of 2025, I could be making a lot of money from YouTube, and it might be passive investments. Why? When I hit 3,000 hours of watch time, in the last 2 weeks, I've gained about 200 hours. So I'm growing steadily. I'm at about 300 I'm about 400 now. By the end of the month, I think I'll be at 600, 650, 700, maybe even at 1,000. We'll see. I think I should be at 1,000 by the end of the month. Once I hit 3,000 hours of watch time, I'm going to have the ability to get active income from you guys. What is that active income? You guys could become members, I believe, where it's similar to a Patreon, where you pay $1 a month or $5 a month or something, and then you get access to certain features. But that's still active, that would be active money. It's recurring income. I'm getting a subscription, but I still need to work my butt off for it. Because if I get memberships, those members are going to expect me to continue to provide content. Active income. But when I hit 4,000 watch hours, something very interesting happens. Now, ads will start to show on my YouTube videos. They will show on the live stream. Think about that. If it shows up on my live stream, is that active or passive income? It's active income because if you see an ad before or during my live stream, I am basically getting paid for talking in real time. That's active income. But every single one of these live streams is being recorded and then it gets uploaded to YouTube as a regular video. And I am super surprised, pleasantly surprised, some of these videos that I do an hour with, like right now, I'll probably get about 10 to 12 hours of watch time from this video. But probably a week later, I'm going to look later, there's going to be about 3 to 4 hours of additional watch time that was passively earned. Why was that watch time passively earned? Because I was asleep while people were watching my video. Now, how does that turn into passive income when you hit 4,000 hours? Because once I monetized at 4,000 hours, those ads are going to be running on those videos that people are watching on my channel while I'm sleeping. And I wake up in the morning and great, I get a few pennies for every person who watched one of the videos or something like that. And initially, and again, this is where a lot of YouTubers quit too. And I'm hoping I'm not one of them. We'll see. They get monetized and then they realize, wow, the money that I'm getting from watch time from the ads is so minimal that it's not worth my time anymore to continue doing YouTube because I'm just making peanuts. It's still passive income, but it's not enough passive income for them to continue, which is why I believe YouTube created YouTube Live and the super chats and the memberships, because that way people can make money directly from the fans through actively earning money rather than hoping to make enough passive income through AdSense. Of course, that is the ultimate goal eventually of every YouTuber, where you don't have to do a video anymore. You're just making enough money from the passive income from AdSense to make all your bills. The good thing about this is I don't want to stop doing this. Look at my smile. I love talking to you guys. I love inspiring you. I love sharing with you about how to be a better investor. I love sharing with you how to pursue your dreams. So to me, this is the perfect retirement job because I never want to stop. But I gave that example just so you understand the difference between active and passive income and how it applies to a YouTuber, which is something that you can relate to because you're all watching on YouTube right now. Jesse's going to bawl his eyes out. Don't bawl your eyes out because I need your eyes to work so that you can be a good moderator and make sure that we keep this chat civil. Oh, something else I learned yesterday on YouTube Live. There were a massive number of spammers on one of my live streams yesterday. And apparently I was so interesting that some guy said, hey, I am a spammer, but I've decided not to spam your channel, which I thought was pretty funny. And I said, hey, what are you talking about? And he goes, you don't know why spammers are on your channel? I said, no, I don't. And he said, spammers only appear on the channels of upcoming YouTube stars because the people who are already the YouTube stars pay the spammers to go onto channels of people with a lower fan base, but who are gaining traction. They come on here, they get paid to spam in order to discourage people like me from continuing. And I was so shocked. And because I was talking about a week ago, asking people, why do people spam? What do they benefit? What's their benefit? Why are they, what thrill do they get out of doing this? I couldn't imagine that they were just doing it because it made them feel good. And I have a PhD in psychology. You know, I've been trying to think, what the heck is their motivation? This makes so much sense. They're not doing it for kicks. They're doing it for bucks. They're doing it for money. But what my live stream was, it was so good that this guy decided he was not going to spam me. I don't know if this is 100% true. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's very interesting. And if it is, it's given me a lot of confidence, because why are people spamming me? Because I'm making an impact on people. Because I'm starting to become a successful YouTuber. So, I mean, everything happens for a reason. Anna is laughing. Asha says, step by step, I'll increase my savings. Subscribed, I will watch the rest of your videos. Thank you so much, Asha. Give you a thumbs up. Woohoo for Asha. Absolutely. And I hope Asha inspires all of you to start saving money, no matter what your age. If you are 10 years old and you get an allowance from your parents, start saving. If you get $10 a week, save $1 of that. Save 50 cents of that every week. If you're 10 years old and you don't have an allowance, talk to your parents about what I'm saying and saying, hey, is there something that I could do around the house? Take out the garbage, do the dishes, fix the backyard, mow the lawn, that you would give me an allowance for $10, and tell them you're not doing it because you think, of course, you as a child should just mow the lawn because you're a good kid and you love your parents. But if you explain the reasoning, the rationale is, I want to learn about how to manage money, and I want to learn about saving and investing. And I think if you can give me $10 a week for mowing the lawn, I will learn valuable financial lessons. Make it a thing that you do with your parents. If you're older, like Asha is, you got no excuse. You are all making money. Save at least $1 a month. Figure it out. I promise you're not going to miss $1 a month. And then your mind will start getting tricked into believing the truth, which is, oh, I don't need that dollar every month. And you don't. We all spend so much money wastefully, and we don't realize it. Each of you honestly probably has $10 a week that you can afford to figure out how to save if you just start believing in yourself and listening to what I'm saying. And Asha, savings, investing, live streaming, and then 4 and 5. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold. Did I say there were 5 things? I said saving is 1, investing 2, live streaming. 4 and 5, I could just come up with them right now. Read as many books as you can. Again, look at my floor right here. This is just some of the books that I have. Look at that book, Why Startups Fail, The New Case for Gold, Givers Give. And I got a whole book, a set of books about learning about the MCAT, learning about the human body and chemistry and physics. The more things you learn, I talked about this many times, anything you want to do, you can learn from someone who's written a book about it. It's already been done. Be willing to go to the library or spend a little money at Amazon. And then most importantly, find the time to actually read the books. Most of the stuff, I'd say half of the things that I've done in my life, I've learned from trial and error that I'm successful at. Half of the things I'm successful at are because I read somebody's book who taught me how to be successful at it. Right now, I'm reading the book, the YouTube formula. And I didn't learn about live streaming from that book. I started reading that book after I started to succeed as a live streamer. But that book now is giving me so many great tips on how to use Google Analytics within the YouTube studio to find out the demographics of my channel. And I was surprised. I thought most of my viewers in the last 28 days were folks 15 years and younger. It's not. It's folks who are ages 30 to 45, which was shocking. It just so happens that some of the more active people in the chat are under 15. But the overall the most of the people watching my channel are around 25 to 40, which is surprising because I thought, based on interacting in the chat, that it was a younger audience. So again, education, research, data, keep trying different things. The blob said that I'm nothing without a balcony. I appreciate that. The truth is, I actually do have a balcony. It's right out my front door, but it's a balcony that's shared by the community. And so I have a nice chair out there and a table and 2 chairs, and I sit out there and do studying and read books. It just doesn't have a view of the ocean, which I don't really need right now. Maybe one day I'll have it, but it's not a life or death thing, and I'm not trying to impress people. And I think he was just joking. I don't know how to stop it. Help me, please. Being sarcastic. I can't really see what's sarcasm that well, so it's probably better not to show your house, Anna. I don't know what that meant. What was that about? Awesome. I'm just reading the comments. How dare they? I just slided my... I don't know how you slide your ankle, Anna, but I hope it didn't hurt too much. You're going to sleep. It's in the middle of the night. I'm going to end this live stream shortly too, Jesse, so you'll be able to go to sleep. You have school tomorrow. Freddie Sawyer says, yes, I have to talk with the teachers or work with my dad and make $15 a day. Freddie, my man, that's fantastic. I'm really proud of you. I want you to talk with your dad and say, hey, Dad, I want to take $1 of this every week and save it. And I want to take another $1 every week. Oh, so you're making $15 a day. That's even better. So I would say at $15 a week, you should be able to save $5 of it, or save $10 of it, invest $5 every week. Save $10, invest $5. What is the threshold for making money doing lives? It's the same. The blob. It's the same. 3,000 is the. There is no threshold. I made money from somebody who sent me $5 on CashApp the other day. It's not a huge amount of money, but I made money. I got that $5 from doing the live. That's why I created the Patreon and the CashApp, so that maybe I can create some income before I actually meet the thresholds by YouTube. The YouTube thresholds are, for the first phase, 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time, or 3 million shorts views. Most people I've met have found it very difficult to make 3 million shorts views. And it's easier to get watch time by doing lives. So that may be just me. And if you make massive amounts of views from doing lives, you just got to from doing shorts, you can do that. If you open up your Earn tab, go open up YouTube Studio. Every single one of you on here has YouTube Studio because you have a YouTube account. Just go open YouTube Studio and scroll down to the section that says Earn, E-A-R-N. Go there and it'll show you what the requirements are to start monetizing the channel. If you have more questions, come back later and ask, but that'll give that. Jesse's questioning his existence right now. Jesse, I question my existence every day. I just got in the mail a New Believer's Bible, a Christian Bible. And I'm a Christian, but I have my doubts all the time, and I'm still trying to figure out what the heck our purpose is here. And I don't understand sometimes about Jesus, and why didn't Jesus come sooner if Jesus is the Son of God? And if Christianity is the one true religion, why do we have all these other religions? And I mean, I think that's the essence of being human, is questioning our existence. And honestly, if you figure out your existence, I think you'll become one of the greatest philosophers on the planet, because I don't think any human has definitively figured it out. It's really hard to figure out why we're here and what we're supposed to be doing. For those who are just joining, I'm reading some of the comments from my fans in the chat. How many people are watching? Anna, the numbers change all the time. And the numbers that it says are in the chat never match the number of people who are chatting in real time. I just ignore it at this point. I don't know. Yeah, I don't trust the YouTube numbers. Anna Marcy's phone is at 2%. Let me check my battery. I've got 44% battery. I'm still good. The Blob, I've never seen an ad on a live stream. Maybe they appear for the people who watch it later. You may be correct, The Blob. I don't know. I'm really learning as I go. I'm learning with you guys as well. And YouTube apparently, because YouTube Live is so different, so new, I think they're constantly modifying what they're doing with it. Maybe the ads are showing on the recorded versions. And something I'll mention about that, I found out from YouTube, if you do a YouTube Live, but your video is set to private after you do the YouTube Live, then you will not get any credit for that watch time. The only time you get credit for the watch time, for example, I've been going 90 minutes. I've had about 6 to 10 people here. I'll probably get 12 hours of watch time. But that's only because I have these videos set to public as immediately after they get uploaded, after we're done. So you're right. And maybe they do that because they only show the ads on the recorded versions. I don't know. So we'll see. Once I get to 4,000 watch hours, which should happen sometime in July or August or early September, I will let you know. And again, I'm making assumptions here that you have to apply for the program. It's not a guarantee. I'm hoping I get approved, but who knows? We'll see. Jesse says, I'm literally your therapist. I'm happy to help, Jesse. He's your Walter White. I'm your Walter White, except that I am training you not to start a methamphetamine cooking business. I am training you to find another entrepreneurial outlet for your creativity and make millions and millions of dollars and help millions and millions of people by enriching their lives, not by degrading it and ruining it. Jesse's going to call me Walter White from now on. I hope it's a compliment. You know, it's funny, when I was teaching at the school up the street in Miami Beach, whenever it rained, I had this yellow rain suit with a yellow top and yellow pants. And all of my students called me Walter White from that moment on because they said I looked like Walter White when he was in the van. Are you charging your phone, Walter White, English or Spanish? I speak English. Anna, what the heck is English or Spanish? What does that mean? People keep posting that in my live streams. I don't understand it. Jesse says, I'll speak Japanese. Hajime mashite. Oh, genki desu ka? Genki desu. Genki desu. No chores. Apple takes all my money. Some people fake their age online. Are you okay? My gosh, you guys are chatting so much. What's up, Marisol Beltran? I remember you too. Hope you're still here. I think I stepped on glass. That's not good. If I die or kill myself, would anyone care? So, Jesse, the answer is 100% yes. All of us would care. I would care. You're one of my best moderators here. Think about this, Jesse. I was talking to someone else the other day who's kind of helping me with my YouTube channel. I said, I have no idea if this is going to be successful. But if it is successful and I start making money from it, guess what? I'm going to have to hire people to help me. Who are the people I'm going to hire to help me? Probably the people who I trust the most. Who are the people I'm going to trust the most? Some of the moderators, some of the people who I've seen their names. So if I lost you as a moderator, not only are you losing an opportunity to potentially help me make this channel become huge, but you're making me lose somebody who I care about, who's valuable in my life. So, let's see, I don't deal with other people. All the people's live streams I've been in show up when I'm randomly scrolling on videos and shorts. So that's a big advantage. Yeah, so I mean, there's a great opportunity here for all of you who are interested in doing YouTube live streams for both active and passive income. No, Jesse, don't you dare start a meth business with Mr. White. No, 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 no. What's up, Freddie Sawyer? Your dad looks like Walter White. Okay. Jesse's crying. Why are you so thoughtful and nice? Why? Because, Jesse, I've been in the same situation that you've been in. Emotionally, financially. I mean, this whole theme is talking about passive investing, but a lot of it is about psychology too. And I just want you guys to all realize that every one of you is valuable, and every one of you can learn how to invest your money better. But number one, it starts with your head. It starts with psychology. It starts with you believing that you can do it and ignoring everybody else. Jesse, do you know how many people criticize me when I am on? What's up, Caden? Great to see you. Do you know how many people criticize me sometimes when I'm on these live streams? People making fun of me about the way I look, telling me I'm gay, telling me I'm a failure, telling me I'm a loser. I don't care. I know that I'm not. And I think that's what you all need to realize if someone tells you that you can't become an investor. And you cannot become a success. You have to recognize that those thoughts are normal and there's a reason to keep going. I know that some of you may be thinking, how are these thoughts about investing? How does that involve psychology and Jesse, this guy who is talking about suicide? It all has to do with it. Let me ask you this. Let's just think about, we're talking about investing, and I want to keep the theme on that, but I'm going to bring suicide into it and suicide prevention. Why do you all want to invest and get passive income? Because life is super hard. And anyone who tells me that life is easy, that person is lying. That person is trying to get you to buy something. That person is selling something and they want you to think that they have this amazing life and that if you buy what they're selling, everything's going to be okay. It's not true. Life is extremely difficult. And the more you succeed, in some ways, the more difficult it becomes because you've got more moving parts. And I keep thinking, oh my gosh, I want to be a millionaire YouTuber. That's going to bring a host of other problems to me as well. So in other words, all of us have doubts and all of us lose hope at times. The key is you have to keep a little bit of hope. You need 0.00001 hope. And that means you're above what I call the quit line. As long as you have the tiniest bit of hope, you keep going. So, what's up, Mr. Good Cat? Great to have you hang out. By the way, yeah, we have a Discord that we created. Mr. Good Cat is going to eventually be a moderator there. I haven't set that up yet. But please visit the description of this video. And we've created a Discord where all of us can chat together. And so if you want to keep the party going, even when the stream stops, we can go to the Discord. It's brand new. What's up, Simply Harps? We're talking about the Discord that we've created for my community. Please go there and we can continue the talk. And guys, some people might be going like, why is Jesse talking about suicide? That's so messed up. Why is he ruining the chat? He's not. That's something that any one of you could be in the exact same situation someday. And I thank you all for being very courteous to our friend Jesse. Because if he's having difficulty, you could be in that situation at any day too. So learn to be empathetic and support one another. And that's why I think you guys are awesome. And I can't believe that I have not had to block anybody or time out anyone. I thought someone was going to say bad things, and you guys haven't. Because we're a family. We're all about helping one another. And going back to the hope and the suicide. Why do people commit suicide? Because they go below the quit line. Their hope drops below zero. As soon as your hope drops below zero, boom, that's when people kill themselves. One of my missions with this channel, one of my missions with the Break Diving channel, which I hope you'll please subscribe to, it's my pride and joy, is this community break diving. And it's free to join, it's a not-for-profit, and the mission is to help the world with happiness, success, and friendship. So, if you love me and you love what I'm saying and you support me, I hope you'll please also go to the Break Diving channel and subscribe, and go to breakdiving.io and apply to join us there as well. But let me just tell you, the answer, Jesse said, it's okay, Simply Harps, you can join us here. You don't have to join the Discord. It's just another way for us to communicate. And yes, Alexi Laguma, I remember you. Great to see you again. Thanks for joining. And thank you for subbing, Freddie Sawyer. The Jesse said, how do I stop the suicidal thoughts? Where do I find the hope? This is where coming up with the dream is. If you have no dream in life, you have no hope. If you have no belief that tomorrow will be better than yesterday, it means you have no hope. Jesse, the fact that you keep coming to these live streams means that you have a little bit of hope, because you're hoping that, hey, Monroe inspired me last time. Maybe something he'll say today will also inspire me. And I want you, and the hope applies to everything. Why do people give up on the dream of having passive income? Because they lose hope. Because they think, as I talked about earlier, that they don't have to make any effort and they're going to get passive income. 100% not true. Earning passive income takes, I think, 10 times more effort than earning active income. It's easy to go out and get a job that you hate and that gives you money out of paycheck every 2 weeks. It is hard to take money or a brilliant idea and work your butt off and educate yourself on how to invest that money or how to create something out of nothing, like me on this YouTube channel, and have it turn into money that comes into you every month where you don't have to work as hard. Passive income needs to be the mission of each of you. Every single one of you. I hope every single one of you has amazing passive income. It's going to take years. It's going to take lots of effort. And I'm glad some of you are 10 years old or 25 years old. It may take you 5 years before you start to get a decent stream of passive income. But why do I like the idea of using an app like Concrete to teach you about passive income principles? You start with $10. As soon as you invest it, you're going to start to see your money earning. And at the end of the week, it's going to send you a message, cha-ching, you just got your dividends. And guess what? It's money that you earned passively. And you need to learn the psychological principles of passive investing and passive income before you can understand how to do it on a bigger scale. Do not get involved with Concrete with $10 every month thinking you're going to make lots of money in passive income. You're not. It's going to be pennies. But it teaches you, oh, I get it. For $10, I can make 5 cents. So that means if I put 20 bucks in, the next week I should maybe make 10 cents. And then, wow, if I put in $100, whatever it is, now I'm making 50 cents. But you start to realize, oh, I get how this works. And that's what I'm trying to teach you. Making money as an investor has nothing to do with money and has nothing to do with investing. It has to do with psychology and putting yourself into the mindset of a passive income investor. Most people will never have passive income because they want money now. They're trained from their job. Okay, I work 2 weeks and then I get a paycheck for $1,000. I work 2 weeks, get a paycheck for $1,000, and it's immediate. With passive income investing, it usually is not that immediate, except with something like Concrete. That's why I'm telling you to do it. If any of you download the app Concrete and you start doing it, I guarantee you will start seeing passive income coming in immediately. And at least you'll start to learn, oh, this is how it works. Let me read some comments. I'm here, Simply Harps. I don't have Discord. Thanks, Monroe. I'll try my best. Jesse, you cannot try your best to let suicidal thoughts to get over you. It's not about not having suicidal thoughts. That's backwards thinking. What you need to be doing is thinking positively about the things that are going to put you in a position of greater hope. Like in the chat right now, write down some of the things that you're hopeful for that could improve your life over this next year. Some of the things I am hopeful for that make me not have suicidal thoughts. are, wow, I have another TEDx in August. Maybe that could really take off. Number 2, my mom counts on me. If I bail out, then who does she have to help her? Number 3, my YouTube channel is growing, and I'm really curious to see what happens with that. 4, I have so many fans on YouTube now. And I think all of you guys would be disappointed if I just stopped showing up. Number 5, I have my company Break Diving. It's been a passion project of mine for 8 years. And I'm still trying to figure out how to make it truly work, to inspire even more people. Number 6, I've got hundreds and hundreds of people in the break diving community. They count on me. And I know that gives me hope. You need to create a list of hope. So maybe this is an exercise for you, is to make a list of all of the things that give you hope in life. And look at that every single day. Because if you have hope, a tiny sliver of hope that maybe tomorrow will be a little bit better, you live another day. And this applies to everybody. Let's go back to the investing analogy. If you have a tiny bit of hope that maybe Monroe is telling me the truth, and if I look at this concrete app, maybe I'll learn about passive investing, maybe you'll do it. If you have a tiny sliver of hope that I am telling you the truth, maybe you will go get the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad and read it. If you believe a little bit in me, you'll go to Amazon and search for this book. You can just type Trust Monroe Mann. Type in Trust Monroe Mann on Amazon, and guess what? You'll find that book, and maybe that book will give you a tiny sliver of hope. I'm going to do another live stream on this concept of planting seeds, but it's important that I share that with you now. All of you need to plant seeds of hope. What does that mean? Every day, plant seeds for things that are not going to bloom today, but might bloom tomorrow or next year or next month or next decade. Today, I just planted a big seed because I've been 106 minutes talking with you guys on a live stream. That's a huge seed. It's an exhausting seed. You each planted a seed by spending a portion of your time today watching this live stream. Believe it or not, that is a seed. That seed in some way is going to bloom. It may not bloom today, it may not bloom tomorrow. I'm already seeing this seed bloom today. I'm getting all these comments from these great people in the chat. I see 6 likes. I'll see some watch time. So the seed is already starting to bloom. And guess what? In 2 months, I'm going to get this channel monetized. Wow. Now it's going to start to bloom more. Let's look at what the seeds are that Jesse wrote. Oh, let me see. Oh, there's a lot of other. Lucky Lank 3 is pro. Hi, how am I today? I'm doing great because I'm talking with you guys. I also had a lovely walk with my mom and our dog in the park. And I read more in my book, the book that I'm reading called YouTube Algorithm, or the YouTube, can't even remember the name of the book. The YouTube Formula. And I'm feeling confident. I have some hope for tomorrow. I have hope that tomorrow is going to be better than today because of all of you guys and everything that's going on. Mr. Goodcat says, in our darkest moments, Jesse, that is when we are truly tested. You are stronger than you think. That is absolutely true. And I was just reading the Bible today, and I'm not trying to convert any of you or anything, but it's an interesting quote. It just said, God will never test you beyond your ability and beyond your strength. Meaning, anything that happens in life, you can overcome it. And there's a whole other discussion about why is God testing some people harder than others. I don't know the answer. But it is true. You can get, it's suddenly like, I don't know if you've read the story of Job. I said it was going to be religious stuff, but it's an interesting story. And the story of Job, and Jesse, you should read that story of Job. It talks about this guy who had everything going for him. in his life. A beautiful wife, so many kids, a successful farm, successful business, big mansion, everything. And God and the devil are talking. And God says, look at Job. He's such a great follower of God. And the devil says, yeah, of course he's following you. Everything is good in his life because you haven't allowed anything bad to happen. And God says, watch, I'm going to allow you to do anything bad you want to him. And I bet he's still going to support me. And so God backs off and the devil starts destroying Job with the most horrible failures you can imagine. Whatever you've got in your life has nothing compared to what Job had happen to him. And he never gave up on God. He complained. He asked God, why are you doing this to me? And blah, blah, blah. He was angry, but he never disowned God. And in the end, the devil said, I couldn't get him to crack. God was in charge again and blessed Job even more than he was before. And I share it with you, that story, because I have felt like Job my entire life. I have felt my entire life that I am just cursed. And everything I do fails. Or everything I do sort of becomes a success, but never becomes a real success. And I've started businesses and they'd make me some money, but they didn't make me a millionaire. Or I made a feature film and it was successful and it's on Fandango and Vudu now and it's got great reviews, but it didn't pay off my law school loans and didn't make me a movie star. And, for 17 years, I've been creating a YouTube channel and, it is not getting me where I wanted it to go. I felt like Job all the time, thinking I'm so tired of this. I'm so exhausted. I don't want to go forward anymore because nothing is working. In other words, I was losing my hope, Jesse. And again, any of you guys who try to do anything difficult in life, you know what I'm talking about. And you're thinking, why is this not working? Why, God? Why? Right? And it's tough. And yet, over the last 5 months ago, I booked a TEDx talk, one of my life dreams. And then 3-4 weeks later, I booked a second TEDx, which I'm doing in Philly. Suddenly, I tried to do live streams, and it's working. And people are telling me that the reason it's working is because of my crazy background as an Iraq veteran, as a guy with a PhD in psychology, a lawyer, a filmmaker, an actor. And it's like all of those things that I've done, all of my struggles, all of my business failures, all of my successes, it's all coming together now. And maybe, who knows, this YouTube live thing is going to be the turning point in my life. And you guys are going to be here and remember, oh my gosh, I remember when Monroe Mann was a nobody and no one knew who he was. How does this relate to you, Jesse and Hope? I've been there so many times, and I've wanted to give up. By the way, my friend just did a talk about suicide, a TED talk, a TEDx talk, and it just came out today. And I want everybody here should watch it. If you join the Discord, the link is in the description of this video and the last video I did. I will put the link in the Discord, but search for Nacho Ruiz TEDx. The name is Nacho Ruiz, Ruiz, and then TEDx, TEDx. And my friend Nacho is bipolar, and he's actually been taken into a psychiatric ward because it got so bad. And he thought about suicide. And he talks about it in this beautiful, funny speech. And one of the things he says is suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And it applies to more than just a human life. If you have this dream of becoming a passive income investor, many people have this dream. Every single person who's read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which are in the tens and hundreds of millions, have had this idea of becoming a passive income investor. But they kill their dreams themselves before they even give it a chance to succeed. There were so many times when I wanted to just give up on YouTube, basically kill my dream of being a YouTuber. But that quotation from that Nacho shared from his therapist or somebody, a suicide prevention expert, said, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That applies to your dreams too. That applies to your businesses. That applies to investing. I guarantee you, any of you guys start getting involved with the stock market or investing or passive income or real estate or starting your own business, you're going to want to quit. 9 out of 10 people pull the trigger and kill their dreams. And they go back to their job. They go back to working for somebody else. I'm telling you, as Nacho says in his TEDx talk, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So Jesse, whatever you're going through, it's a temporary problem. It's a temporary issue. I want to look at these things that you said you have hope for. My siblings cheer me up. Introverted and others are my friends. I'm your friend. Mr. Good Cat is your friend. All the people in this chat are your friend. I'll maybe get into my dream school. That's amazing. I might make new friends. I might do more push-ups. Maybe I'll watch Monroe. Can I tell you this, Jesse? Those should be enough to help you get up every morning. And guess what? If my YouTube channel takes off, guess who I have partly to thank? You. Everybody on my live streams knows you. Everyone on my live streams recognizes you as a valuable person who is contributing greatly to what I am doing here. So know that we love you and I love you. And for those of you who are here only to learn about investing, don't kill your investing dreams. Stop waiting. Start doing something today to actively get involved with it. Because what do I always say? Winners do it now. Mr. Goodcat says, you don't have to have all the answers today. Be patient. Absolutely. Tomorrow brings a new days. Absolutely. But you got to be here to find out. That is true. Jesse Pinkman, that story is just in the Bible. It's in the Old Testament. Just search on the internet for the story of Job. And, excuse me. I recommend you read the original from the Old Testament, but also read, maybe you can buy Cliff Notes. I don't know if you heard of Cliff Notes or Spark Notes as well for the Bible, because it'll give a very good summary of that story of Job and the basic lessons you can learn about it for your life. I don't have a Bible in my house. That's fine because your family's atheist. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist or you're a Christian. It's just a good story. It's just a nice story that helps me, because I always think what keeps me going is I think of myself as Job. And I think of myself as Job was persistent. He was angry. He was really peeved off, but he didn't give up. And he didn't give up. And eventually things worked out. And that's what I believe. I believe I am Job. And I believe one day God is going to bless me with the success that I've been working so hard for. And I believe it'll be applicable to any of you who are having difficulties in life as well. Whether you're Christian, atheist, Muslim, doesn't matter. And Jesse, yeah, you felt like Job your whole life. This is why I'm telling you to read that story. Millions of people have been able to find hope by reading that story of Job. And definitely watch the TED Talk. One of my friends, Ava, just texted me and said, Monroe, thank you so much for sending me your friend's Nacho's talk. It was amazing. And I agree. Yours is amazing and he's going to love it. Thanks. I love you too, man. Jesse, ever want to talk? Message me on the Discord. Mr. Goodcat's a good man. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Goodcat, for offering to help out Jesse and others. Jesse, I think you can join the Discord without, just like here, where you don't have to show your face. I'm not requiring that. On break diving, I think, yes, that's a requirement, but on the Discord, I don't really care. As long as you're somebody who's from these YouTube streams, come and join us. What are Cliff Notes? Do a Google search for Cliff Notes, Jesse. It's free. You can join on your phone or your computer. There's even a web version, so you don't have to download anything, FYI. Yeah, and I'll use the web. So, let me just check my 26% battery. I'm just going to give a quick summary of everything. By the way, Mr. Goodcat, definitely take some time to watch the beginning of this, what you missed, because I think, answered most of your questions that you probably have about passive investing. And if not, you can give me suggestions on which gaps you want me to fill in on a future stream. So my main summaries for anyone who wants to get involved in passive investing. Number one, remember it's psychology first. You have to get into the mindset of I'm a saver before I am a bill payer. Your bills always must come second to you saving money. Pipes is asking, where's the 17-year-old kid? That's Zane. He's a special guest. He's a friend of mine. I have different special guests. Zane was on a couple days ago. You missed him. He will be back again. We'll have Mr. Good Cat again. But my channel, also, I might be having my Israeli friend, Rami, who's part of the Israeli military, to talk about her perspective on the Israeli-Palestinian war, to give an interesting perspective. I'm trying to convince her. I don't know if she wants to talk about it, but we'll see. So psychologically, you have to become a saver first. You need to learn that you are making enough money now to be able to save a little bit of money, even if it's just $1 every single month. There is not anyone on this call who doesn't have $1 a month or who can't get that $1 a month from somewhere or someone. And you get in the mentality is, I'm going to save $1 a month. From there, you can build up more, $2 a month, $5 a week, $25 a day, whatever. But it starts first with getting rid of this lack mentality of I don't have enough money. Enough. I don't want to hear it. $1 a month. Even homeless poor people have $1 a month that they're able to beg from people off the streets. So you can do it. Number two, remember that passive income investing is not easy. You have to put up in a lot of active effort and money potentially up front. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's an excellent retirement strategy. It's something you work to over 5 years, over 10 years. And trust me, it's worth it. Just like me putting all of these hours into doing these live streams is worth it, because I think I'm going to be able to make more money doing this than I ever made as a lawyer, than I ever made as a soldier, that I ever made as a consultant. And yet, it's going to take me a lot of work still to get there. 2 hours on this live stream, over 2 hours, unbelievable. But guess what? The watch time is probably going to be my highest yet, maybe 20 hours, which would be amazing. 25 hours, who knows? And number three is get started today. Do not wait. The longer you wait, the longer your money is not producing interest. You need return on investment immediately. That's why I tell you, if you got the money to buy a rental real estate property now, maybe that's the best thing to get started with. But if not, $10 on concrete is going to give you passive income immediately, and you can start telling your friends, I'm a passive income investor. They're going, well, what do you invest in? Oh, it's a real estate investment trust, working in real estate and getting rentals, rental income. Cool, blah, 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 blah. They don't need to know that it's from an app. They don't need to know that or be a good friend and share with them how you're making passive income and share the app with them. And there are many other apps. Go into the App Store and search for passive income, passive real estate. You'll find others. Do your research before you give any money. I never give lots of money to any of these apps initially because I need to test them out. That's what I'm telling you. Even passive income requires active management of them. And number four, keep your hope alive. It's going to take you a long time before you get good enough until you realize, oh my gosh, I figured this out and I'm now making passive income regularly. It's not going to happen in a day. You're not going to be able to quit your day job tomorrow. You can. I mean, I had enough savings in the bank that I quit my full-time job as a lawyer, or part-time full-time. I only worked 3.5 days a week. But I had enough savings that I just quit my job, and guess what I'm doing now? I'm spending my time in my other investments and other businesses and YouTube living. Because I'm hoping that this is going to be a good active investment of my time that's going to eventually bring me passive income through YouTube. So let me just last of these comments, then I'm going to sign off for this stream. Yeah, I thank you for the Israel topic. I think it would be cool too. I'm really hoping I convince her. It would be a great topic. War is a touchy subject, but I always try to, I don't think we should avoid talking about touchy subjects. We just need to talk about them in a civil way, trying to look at things from both sides and trying not to argue with people and yell at people and call them names. And if we can do that, everybody can benefit from it. And you can definitely do this, introverted person, and I will always be there to support you. Jesse, you just said that you will always be there to support me. That means you have to be here. Do you understand what I'm saying? You cannot go anywhere because you are valuable and important, and I need your support. Your parents need your support. Mr. Good Cat needs your support. Introverted person needs your support. So get over it and believe in yourself, just like we believe in you. What's up, human? Welcome. What's up, human? Thank you, Mr. Good Cat. What about you? It's my dream to have I Quit money. Mr. Good Cat, it starts with $1 every month going into savings. That's it. Saving up that money eventually. I mean, I am getting to the point where eventually I will run out of my savings and my investments. But the good news is I just started another business and I'm helping people prepare for TEDx's, and I'm helping people start and grow their YouTube channels. And people have started to pay me for that. So I had my I Quit money, enough to get me started with YouTube Live and doing this other business consulting. And we're going to see where this takes me. Good to hear, human. One day, not one day, very soon. Very soon. You're doing okay-ish. I know you're supportive and helpful. You're the most important person in your story. I know, all that. Guys, it's been absolutely real. Jesse, can I tell you this? Not one of us is really that important in the big scheme of the world. Whenever I'm outside in nature and I'm able to see all of the stars, it reminds me and humbles me that I am just one out of about 9 billion people who are on this planet, and this planet is one of, I mean, how many other planets in the solar system? How many stars are in the solar system? Every star is as big as our sun. I mean, it is overwhelming how insignificant each of us is. So don't let that bother you. No one is important. I'm not important. Mr. Good Cat. Mr. Good Cat isn't important. And yeah, you're not important. But that doesn't mean you're special, because no one's important. None of us is important. I mean, even Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, let's say, who created Apple. You didn't let me finish. Even when Steve Jobs died, did the world come to an end? No. Did Apple fall apart? No. But, and this is where I'm going to give you the reverse side of it because Mr. Good Cat got offended. Steve Jobs certainly was important in that he changed the world, made it better, because now we all have Apple iPhones and Android phones, which are a derivative of the Apple iPhone. So what I'm trying to say is we're not important, meaning nothing that happens to us should really bother us. And I realized, think about it. Somebody told me this. I read this sometime in a book. Whenever you get stressed about something going on in your life, remember, every 100 years, brand new people. Meaning 100 years ago, basically, none of us were on this planet. It was a whole different group of 8 billion people. Kind of weird when you think about that. And 100 years from now, or 120 years from now, since healthcare is getting better, none of us are going to be here 120 years from now. Not one of us. But we can all do our little part to try to make the world a better place. Each of us is individual. Each of us has our own personality. Each of us can make our own little mark on the world. And that's where the side of it is, you are important. But I don't want you to think, sadly, if you think that, oh, I'm just a nobody. I'm just a kid. Look at me, I'm still a nobody, guys. Even if I have 20 million subscribers, I am still a nobody. I am just a human being like each one of you. Just because you have a lot of followers on Instagram doesn't mean that you're a better person than other people. It doesn't matter. Jesse, we are exactly the same. We are both insignificant in the big scheme of the world, but we're both very important in the fact that each of us is individual and has something to share with the world. And nature's cycle, your life is about to change so much. Yeah, I agree with Mr. Goodcat. Jesse, if I based my life on what happened in high school, I mean, I wouldn't be here either. High school was not the greatest experience for me. Middle school was pretty bad. I told you, in middle school, in sixth grade, I was beaten up. I was picked on, and people put me in lockers, and it was really tough. And then I moved to Maine, and I thought moving to Maine in a different school was going to change things and make life better for me. And I was picked on and made fun of, and I was not one of the cool kids once again. And in college, things started to change a little bit, but it wasn't really until I got out of college and I started pursuing acting in New York City that I started to become the Monroe man that you see before you. This guy who was confident and didn't have a problem going up and talking to girls, was able to help people and inspire them. That kind of happened around 1999. But that wouldn't have happened if I based my whole life on high school and middle school and college. So as Mr. Goodcat said, hold on. High school life and middle school life is not real life. And thank you for telling me I'm not a nobody. I'm just giving an example. I am a nobody in the eyes of the world. I'm not a nobody in the eyes of God. I'm not a nobody in your eyes. But I'm not Tom Cruise. But the truth is, Tom Cruise is a nobody too. Who is that? He's a movie star. Big whoop-de-doo. We love him. I love him. I see all of his movies. Can't wait till Mission Impossible, the part 2 that comes out next summer. But he's just a movie star. And even a heart surgeon. Just a heart surgeon. Not God. Just another human being who learned how to do a skill and is getting paid to do that skill. So please, 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 please don't worry about feeling like you are not important. I feel the same way too sometimes. We all do. But that's kind of good. It's humbling. It's humility. I'm glad you sometimes feel like a nobody, and I'm glad I sometimes feel like a nobody. Because if I felt like a somebody every single day, I don't think I'd connect with people on these live chats. Hey, I'm Monroe. I'm the most successful guy. I am awesome. And you should subscribe to me because I'm the best. I mean, that is just horrible. And there are people like that because they start to let their successes get to them and their accomplishments start to define who they are. And they think, I am better than other people. I am not better than any one of you on this chat. And none of you are better than me. Right? Enjoy school, you can. Yeah, life hits you after school. Come graduation, it's going to end. School is horrible. Inferiority complexes, all that. What's up, stress-free goods? It's me, iTroll, on a different account. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for the like. Thank you for the subscriptions, guys. I was Billy too, but realize you have no real responsibility to tend to while in school other than school. When you're out, it's survival mode. That's right, me and THC. Now, again, I will say this, though. Different people have different experiences in school. I had a relatively difficult time in middle school and high school. My elementary school, I was so popular, it was easy street. It was awesome. And then I went to 6th grade at a prep school. Everything went downhill. But then I got out of school. Life got much better for a while. But then it got really hard again because I realized, oh my gosh, starting businesses is tough. Becoming an actor is really tough. Trying to do YouTube is tough. And it just goes back and forth. But some people say high school was the best time of their life. I tell you this, I feel bad for the people who say high school was the best time of their life. Because what must their life be like now? Right? High school should not be the best time of your life. High school should be a good time, but just the beginning of even better times. So Jesse, the good news is it's only uphill from here. in that sense, because I think you might be able to relate to people a lot more easily and inspire them. You're more empathetic than a lot of people who had an easy time in high school. People who just succeeded with everything they touch, try to talk to those people. They're not very nice to talk to. They're either very boring, or they're very arrogant, or they're very cocky, or they're very unhelpful and can't give you good advice because they honestly don't know why they succeeded. So I think you're in a very good position. You're learning a lot of good lessons. And let's see, I completely understand, Jesse. School's rough, says me, TNC. It's okay, Mr. Good Cat, I should stop complaining. It's not about complaining. It's nice to have someone to talk to. But complaining helps for about 5 minutes, and then it just drags you down. Because the more you stay in that negative mood, there's something called rumination. It's a psychological term based on what cows do with their food. And they swallow it, it gets ruminated in the belly, gets regurgitated, they chew it some more, it keeps going down, back up, back down, back up. And that's what we do with complaining. It just goes into our head, back down, it comes back up, comes down, comes back. Yeah, delicious, says Mr. Good Cat. I don't want you to ruminate. Rumination is the downfall of everybody's psychological health. And I don't want you to do that. Try to always remember, put the list of the reasons why you're hopeful for tomorrow on your wall. Same thing if you're investing. Put the reasons on your wall why you think tomorrow is going to be the day that one of your seeds grows. And no badgering, just some tips. I love life after school as well, but nothing replaces the freedom of being a kid. I do agree with that too. I mean, it's a big wake-up call when you're suddenly out of school and you realize, oh my gosh, I gotta make money. Oh my gosh, I have to pay for my food. Oh my gosh, I need to whatever. And this is why I'm also trying to inspire some of my younger viewers. Learn about investing now. Learn about saving now. If you can, get a part-time summer job every year now so that you learn a little bit about money management, investing, saving. So when you get out of school, you're not just shocked. So for some people, it's like a brick hits them in the head and go, oh my gosh. Yeah, and as Mr. Good Cat said, work on your credit. Everybody has a credit score. If you don't have a credit score, it's worse than having no credit, than having a bad credit score. Start working with your parents and get a starter, get a student credit card. So that by the time you graduate high school, you've got some credit. So if you need to go get a car loan, you can get approved. If you need to get a mortgage for a house, you can get approved. Start all that stuff now. I didn't learn about money really till I was around 25, 24. That's way too late. Better late than never. But if you're younger, the time to start is now. By watching all of my live streams about finance and about personal responsibility and personal development, and reading all the books that I keep recommending, and most importantly, getting started with some actual tangible action. Start doing something today to develop your skills. And me and THC, I don't really feel like a kid anymore. I studied a lot, I feel my grades are more important than my mental health. No, your grades are not more important than your mental health. I told you, C's get degrees. What good are your grades if your mental health makes your life miserable? I've often talked about, I will not go to med school if I think it's going to destroy my mental attitude. Even though I have this dream of becoming a doctor, there's no way I'm going to do it if it's going to negatively affect me mentally. So enough with the grades. Stop that. Mental health, number one. And Amathon, so I'm assuming Biden. I don't know what that means. I personally am a Trump supporter. And that's basically because of I'm a military veteran. And I understand investing and finance and inflation. And I saw how the economy was going. And I saw the state of the world when Trump was president. I felt a lot safer in the world. And my investments were doing much better. and my money was not getting inflated away. So my decision is very pragmatic. I'm looking at my bank account and I'm looking at my feeling of safety. And personally, I believe that Donald Trump will do a better job of that than Joe Biden. And feel free to disagree. What's credit again? You need to get to sleep, Jesse. Get to sleep. And yes, me TNC says, you have to learn to manage money. It will overtake you quickly. Feel free, man, but Monroe's correct. I graduated with a 3.8, but literally pulled B's and C's my senior year. Absolutely, and I'm telling you this, guys, I did not get straight A's in law school. I got B's. I got maybe 1 or 2 A's, mostly B's, and 1 or 2 C's. And yet I passed the bar exam in New York the first time. Many of the straight A's people did not. Not only that, but I have a Zoom call tomorrow on a really cool opportunity with a public company in Los Angeles that maybe wants me to be a vice president of finance. And it's related to filmmaking, money, and the law. So all of these 3 things that I did, getting an MBA in finance, getting my law degree, and becoming a filmmaker, and learning about investments, I might get an incredible opportunity to change the film industry forever based on something that I may be a part of. And that happened to a guy who got C's and B's in law school. Because I didn't want to study so hard to get straight A's, because I've known forever straight A's, I don't need them. All I need is a law degree. And Jesse, the truth is, all you need is a high school diploma. Don't worry about your dream college, because college degrees don't mean that much anymore. And if I have children and they want to go to college, I will tell them, go to a community college for the first 2 years, because there's no way I'm paying for any of these crazy colleges $40,000 a year when it's not really doing that much anymore. You can become a computer programmer now and make $200,000 a year with no college degree. I mean, there are so many fields now that YouTubing. I mean, granted, my YouTube channel may be becoming successful because of my very eclectic and unique background. But there are many people who are making millions of dollars and they don't have a college degree, but whatever they're doing on YouTube is working and it's bringing in both passive and active income. I keep saying that I'm going to stop the live stream, but you guys keep leaving such amazing comments. Let me see. I just had to plug myself in here. Don't grades overtake you. Remember, C's get degrees. C's get degrees. C's get degrees, if you know what I means. Don't put so much time into side work. Focus on big tests. Good. 3.8 GPA is pretty good. Again, I'm telling you, you can still do well if you have like 85 and higher. If you have grades that are 85 and higher or 82 and higher, that's still pretty good, and I think you can still get into good colleges. Okay? My parents want me to get into college. I think college is fantastic. Definitely go to college. I'm not telling you don't have to if that's something you want to do. I'm just telling you that college is not the slam dunk it was years ago. When back in the 90s, someone I know graduated law school and immediately out of law school got a job paying about $80,000 without straight A's. $80,000 back in the late 90s is about 120, 130, 100, I mean, a lot of money today. Today, people graduating law school, 30% of them can't even get a job. I'm just telling you that the degrees don't afford you this amazing red carpet to a well-paying job like it did before. It can still help. Same thing with doing a TEDx talk. 10 years ago, there were not that many people doing TEDx's because there were not many TEDx talks around in the country or in the world. If you got a TEDx 10, 15 years ago, you had a very good likelihood that it would go up to millions and millions of views virally. Today, I mean, I did a TEDx talk 3 months ago, a very good talk. I'm a good speaker, great topic. After 2 weeks, it's at 6,000 views. It's not going viral. It's still a valuable tool, just like a college degree is a valuable tool now. But it's just something that's going to help you get a little bit of a leg up. Maybe I'll get an interview with somebody because I had done the TEDx. Maybe the TEDx gives me a little bit more credibility with you guys watching YouTube because, wow, this YouTuber has done a TEDx. He's not just some goofy guy talking. He's actually someone who's done something amazing with his life. Okay, that's what college is. It's just going to give a little stamp of approval going, okay, cool. All right, this guy has done a little something. But college degrees does not mean somebody is smart. It doesn't mean someone's going to be a good employee. It doesn't mean you can start a successful business just because you've got a college degree. None of that matters. But I tell you, going back to investing, because I think we have a few new people who joined us. People think, oh, I need to get passive income, passive income. Just because you get passive income doesn't mean it's going to come forever. And that's it. You're done. You're all good. It still requires active management. And it's still going to take you maybe 5 or 10 years before you get a good passive income stream going. I mean, your mission should be to just get started, over the next 3 years, try to make $50 a month in passive income from something. Don't try to become a millionaire. It's, can you make $50 a month from something where you don't have to actively work hard for it every single day? If you can do that, you've figured out a formula that works and go, aha. Now if I just add twice the money, I could probably get twice the amount of passive income. And I don't know who to trust anymore. Yorley says, wow, that's good to know. I have no idea what I was talking about, but I'm glad it was good to know. Why am I paranoid about the future? I've many years before I even finished high school. So true. I do the same thing, Jesse. I have such anxiety about things that have never happened yet. And the thing that makes me feel good is a Mark Twain quote. Mark Twain is a very famous American author. He wrote Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. And he said, this is paraphrased, it's not the exact quote. I've had so many terrible things that have happened to me in my life, and it's like some of which actually happened. And the idea being that you were all thinking about all these things that are happened poorly to us. Most of the things we worry about never actually happen. So I try to remind myself when there's something negative that comes into my life and I start thinking about, oh gosh, it's going to be so horrible, this meeting tomorrow. Oh gosh, I don't want to read this email because I'm sure this person's going to be yelling at me. Or, oh gosh, what if the YouTube doesn't work out and I'm not going to be making money from it soon? I mean, all of those things, I have to put my health. Monroe, you're getting anxious about the future. The future hasn't happened yet. Why are you worrying about something that has not even happened? So Jesse, you said I'm being a good quasi-therapist to you. You are your own best therapist. You just said, why am I even paranoid about the future? It hasn't happened yet before you finish high school. So guess what? Don't worry about it. I guarantee you, by the time you get towards finishing high school, you're going to solve all these problems. You're going to be dealing with a whole set of new problems. So stop wasting your valuable energy on problems that are probably going to solve themselves before you get there. And it's good that you're focused on your future. Absolutely. Please, stick around. I'm going to go to sleep. Good night, guys. Man Van, great to see you, my friend. I can calm down. Frank, now there's lemon. I want watermelon. Can't be lazy. All right, so good. We have finished this live stream for today. My closing thoughts to summarize all this stuff. Number one, Jesse, yes, still believe in your dreams. I just saw your comment. Number two, get started with passive investing this week, even if it's on a very small scale on an app like Concrete. Or starting a YouTube channel, because the only way you get passive income is by doing something actively initially. Number three, remember we have this Discord. It's just an experiment. A bunch of people recommended I do it, including Mr. Goodcat, creating it as a way to create a community for us. We'll give it a try. I'd love you to come join us there. You'll see me there, Mr. Goodcat. Apparently, some of these other folks have joined as well. Number four, keep in mind that I cannot indefinitely do this unless I'm eventually making money from it. If ever you can, join Patreon and give me some support or Cash App. I'd appreciate it. If you cannot, you can still help me make money from this by giving these likes, by sharing my videos with your friends, by subscribing to my channel, by watching my live streams and other videos. I've got short films that I've made. I have got music videos that I've made. I have other motivational talks that I've made. You'll see me when I look so much younger. I got so much more hair, and you'll see how long I've done this journey. But I'm always just as handsome then as I am now. So that's one constant. Those are the three constants in life: death, taxes, and Monroe looks as good in his YouTube videos today as he did back when he was 22 years old. And yeah, I guess keep the faith, guys. I appreciate you guys very much. I really love that you are supporting me. And Jesse said he's going to make an account on Discord. I hope you will. Come hang out there. I'm going to go to that Discord for about 5 minutes right now. I want to just see what's going on. Apparently, Mr. Good Cat is there. Have a great day, Jesse. I'm the best. Thank you. And please, do better than... You just said, I'll try not to start a meth business with Walter White. I don't want you to try. Do not start a meth business with anyone, even a solo business. No followers of mine can start meth businesses. That also goes for cocaine businesses, no. Marijuana businesses, no. Ecstasy businesses, no. Drug-free, people. I'll leave this. There's a quote from start a business, but treat it like a meth business. Start a legal business, but run it like a meth business. Maybe that's good advice. I don't know. Salvador Dali, the great famous painter. I read this today in one of Alex Hormozy's books, I think. He said, I don't need drugs. I am the drug. I thought that was amazing. I'm going to say it again. I don't need drugs. I am the drug. And what he was saying is, I don't need to take drugs. I am the drug for everybody else. And it's a nice way to think of yourself, is that you are somebody that people really want. You are somebody important. You are valuable. You are desired. And in some ways, I consider you guys the drug. Why? Because seeing all these comments, seeing that people are here watching me, it gives me a little bit of high. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel wanted and important. And this is why I try to talk to as many people as I can on these live chats. Because otherwise you just feel like a nobody and as if I don't care about you. But I do. You're the reason for me being here. If it's not for you, I'm just talking to nobody, and no one likes to talk to nobody. So, Jesse, I don't need sleep. I am the sleep. That's Jesse, see? You're a stand-up comedian. You're writing good material already. That is funny. Couldn't you see that in a movie? Or on, Jesse on a stand-up comedy stage? I don't need the sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the sleep. That's so great. Awesome. On that note, what's up, Providencio from Philippines? I'm sorry that we're leaving now on the live stream. I've been talking for more than 2.5 hours. I hope you'll watch this entire stream later. It's recorded. It'll be posted by tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. And by the way, I'm going to give a special gift to the first person who becomes an official paying Patreon of me. I already got $5 on CashApp, so Cheesy One Nacho is going to get some surprise for me for being the first person to donate on CashApp. The first person who donates via Patreon is going to get a very special surprise. Love you guys. Love the Philippines. Rah, rah, gra, gra. I am the sleep. Are you guys doing, what's her name? Lady Gaga? Rah, rah, ooh, rah, rah. Bum, ba, ran, tam, ba, on that crazy note, I'm going to say good night. I'll see some of you guys in the Discord. I'm heading over there now.